Hello, morale boosters. Welcome to season 1 of Peace is a Practice on the Morale Booster podcast. And this is episode number 4. We are so excited to have you here as we begin this powerful journey of learning how to stay calm, how to stay grounded, and how to stay anchored in a world full of noise and constant crisis. This season is all about developing the daily discipline of peace, not just as a feeling, but as a lifestyle. So before we dive in, I want you to take a moment to invite someone to join you on this journey. Share this with a friend, a family member, or someone who needs encouragement today. For you who's listening to us right now, I want you to make sure that you follow us, you like this broadcast, share it, and stay connected with us on all social media platforms. While you're sharing, I want you all to please enjoy this gospel music. Listen to the words. Let's all listen and let the words bless us while we share the broadcast. I will be doing the same thing on my end. I will be sharing it. The goal is to make sure we will be a blessing to somebody today. Let it be a charity work. We're not asking you for any money. Just leave a comment and share it. Share it on all your social media platforms. And as we do that, listen to this gospel music. God bless you.
If it wasn't for your mercy, if it wasn't for your grace, I don't know where I'd be. I don't know where I'd be. If it wasn't for your kindness, if it wasn't for your love, I most likely would have given up. I most likely would have given up.
If it wasn't for your favor, if it wasn't for your grace, if it wasn't for your favor,
I would have never been saved.
if it wasn't for your favor, if it wasn't for your grace, if it wasn't for your favor,
I would have never been saved. It's so hard to believe it. How you love someone like me. I don't understand it.
I don't understand.
It's so hard to believe it.
so hard to believe
How you gave your only son
how you gave your only son.
just so I could be redeemed. I don't understand it. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable
That you could love me so.
Lord,
You are wonderful.
ooh, it's so
It's unbelievable
it's unbelievable.
that you could love me so.
Lord,
You are wonderful.
it's so unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
That you could love me so.
Lord,
You are wonderful.
it's so unbelievable. Oh, yes, sir. It's unbelievable.
You could love me so.
Lord, you
are wonderful.
Glory, hallelujah. I hope that music, that gospel song blessed your soul this evening. Welcome, everybody. Thank you. And today I have an amazing guest. His name is Dr. Fred Moss. He is a psychiatrist, a keynote speaker, and founder of the Welcome to Humanity movement. Known for his powerful approach to mental health, Dr. Moss focuses on healing through authentic communication, creativity, and self-expression. He is the author of Creative 8 and Find Your True Voice, and the creator of programs like the True Voice Course and Healing the Healer. In this episode, we will explore his perspective that true healing begins with connection, honest conversation, and the realization that we are already whole. So, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, please join me to welcome no other person but Dr. Fred Moss. Hey, Doc, thank you so much for joining us on this program. Oh, you're on mute. Let's unmute your mic.
Oh my goodness, it's so much fun to be here. Thank you so much for the music. Thank you so much for the warm words. Thank you so much for the spiritual uplifting. And thank you so much for the introduction. Very beautiful. Thank you.
You're welcome. I know you're a very busy man. You know, we really do appreciate you. It's genuine appreciation for taking time out of your extremely busy schedule. And we know that the world right now is so full of noise.
There's a lot of noise.
And right now, the level of depression, anxiety in the world has, it's so high right now. People can't even afford the peace that they ought to have. So that's why we really appreciate you coming here to come share your experience here. It's
my pleasure again.
God bless you. God bless you. So let's quickly go into our business for today. First of all, how's life? How's business?
Life is great. Life is great. I'm going through some changes, some transformations. I have a big event coming up. We'll talk about that. I have my memoirs are coming out by June 1st. So right around the corner, I wrote a big, long memoir, my whole life and how I got to be me. It was very beautiful to write that. I'm taking some stages. I'm going to New York next week to speak to some 18 to 35-year-olds exactly about the thing that we're talking about today from a keynote and from our breakout sessions. Wow. And teaching some courses and doing some coaching. So staying pretty busy.
That's it. You're doing big things and you answered the call for an assignment that is way bigger than you. And that's what matters. Being busy, following your assignment, your call. So we appreciate you for doing that. God bless you.
Thank you. Yes, it is bigger than me. It's definitely bigger than me. You're right.
Oh, certainly.
Way.
And the days go by really fast,
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. So now you emphasize that we are already whole and complete. Now, how does practicing patience help people actually experience that truth instead of constantly striving to fix themselves?
Yeah. Well, thank you for this great question. When we already go in and we think we're broken, then we're going to be looking to the outside to fix something on the inside. It just can't work. And you already know that. As a man of God, you already know that. You can't.
Yes.
We are constantly seduced to thinking that we can fill the void within us with things from the outside. And so if we spend all our time doing that, chasing down pleasure or chasing away from pain or chasing anything, rolling, moving, gotta go, gotta do, gotta be, then we miss the point. We become the experience rather than realizing that the experience is for us. In other words, instead of owning the experience or owning the sensation or the feelings or the thoughts, we become those. And when we stop and pause because that's what I think you're asking about the word patience here.
Yes.
When we get that things happen in their own time and hoping and wishing and screaming and yelling about them not happening on your time is not only ludicrous, it's completely unhelpful. There's no piece of it that's a good idea. When we get that time is unfolding exactly how it unfolds, that allows us to drop ourselves into patience. And then we don't have to constantly be thinking, how come this isn't happening yet? Or, how come this person, how come this event took place, which just took me off my track? When in fact, if we stay patient, then we get what it is that's coming to us. And it sure does feel like a good plan to wipe away impatience and bring patience to the center, because most things aren't going to be any different than they are anytime soon.
Right. I love that, and it takes experience to have that mindset. What you just said now, it takes a whole lot of experience. The younger ones would not understand what you just said, and it's so powerful. It resonates with me because I am at that level now. Where I know that things will just happen.
Let me suggest something. I think I'm not entirely certain that the younger ones would not understand what I just said, but I can tell you that the younger ones would not be able to say what I just said.
Exactly.
But they would be able to understand it. I created it in such a way that they could say, oh, that's interesting. It wouldn't fly by them, but we couldn't expect them to actually speak it or create it.
Right. That resonates with me. And thank you so much for sharing that, because that's the essence of this program. Like I always tell people, there is nothing new. That's what the scripture says. There is nothing new under the sun, right? But these constant reminders are powerful, right? So now, many people feel pressure to rush their healing journey. What does it look like to practice patience when someone feels stuck, when they feel broken, or when they feel behind in life?
Yeah. I think, like we just brushed up against, you can feel pressure to rush your healing, but that doesn't mean you're going to be able to rush your healing. Your healing is going to happen in due time. And what you can feel is you can feel intentional. You can feel like you have a direction. You can feel purposeful. You can get where you're headed. But there's no place to arrive. There really is no place to arrive. Now, of course, it's possible you could say, yes, there is heaven. It's like, well, maybe and probably, but at the same time, we're headed in that direction all the time. And maybe we're already there, by the way. Maybe we're already, maybe, I don't know, maybe this is heaven. What do we know? We don't know anything. So rushing our healing is not something that is really one of our specialties. We don't get to rush it just because we want it now. So when we actually start being, present to patience, when we stop, when we hold, when we sit silent, when we pause, that's when we get to separate ourselves from our experiences. We get to realize that we're having experiences. We don't have to become those experiences. We're having feelings. We don't have to become those feelings. We're having sensations. We don't have to become those sensations. And patience allows us to sit still and then know where we are, so that, look, a GPS needs to know first, where are you?
Yeah.
If a GPS gets that wrong, then your directions are not going to be very useful. So we need to know where we are. And the way to find out where we are is to stop, pause, listen, hold, embrace, have patience, take it easy. Even in the face of all this rushing going on around us, like we're It's almost like we're sitting underneath the waterfall of Niagara Falls. You can still be patient if you do
Right.
that.
Right.
You don't have to become the waterfalls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing. That resonates with me. And you asked the key question, and it's paramount for everyone to have answers to that same question. So for everybody who's listening right now, you should ask yourself, where am I? And that's a key question for everybody. Where am I? Because if you don't know where you are currently, you would not even know where you're going. Right? And you talked about heaven. Now, heaven is not a distant location. It's not. As believers, we affirm that Jesus is in heaven, right? And when we accept Jesus into our life, it means the life of heaven is already inside of us. Because if we walk, if we align our lives with Yehoshua, Jesus, and he's in heaven, automatically heaven is right inside of us. So it's not a distant place from us, right? The Bible never promised us heaven. That's escapism. It's not there. It says the meek shall inherit the earth. So this is our abode. This is where we need to make good just by having a relationship with Christ. So heaven is not a distant place. And you're right. This is heaven for us. That's why we're taught to make, our lives here, good by loving our neighbors the same way we love ourselves. That's it. So thank you so much for even bringing that.
Yeah.
Yes. So now, so many people have lost their jobs. So many people are experiencing some form of anxiety, depression, poverty. Based on your experience about life, what would you encourage those who are listening right now, who are facing those challenges? What would you suggest for them to do?
Yeah. So first of all, my heart goes out to the people who are missing the basics of what we to consider what is necessary to live a normal human life, like, food, clothing, shelter. And when those things start being taken away from people, it's tragedy at all levels. But the one thing I would let those people know, if I could, is it doesn't in any way suggest that there's something wrong with them.
Yes.
That's the most important piece. That if you think there's something wrong with, I think Henry Ford said something like, if you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. And in some ways, if you think there's something wrong with you, or if you don't think there's something wrong with you, you're right. So what I'm saying is, just because you're anxious and depressed and angry or regretful or helpless or hopeless or in pain or even in misery or suffering, it doesn't mean that you have a psychiatric condition. It just means that you have an upsetting emotion. And when you have an upsetting emotion, that's part of the human experience. That's a normal part of the human condition. So instead of thinking that you have something wrong with you because you don't have any money, or you're feeling hungry, or you don't have any, don't have a home, or or you're afraid you lose your job, so now you're really afraid you're going to go downhill economically. Psychiatry doesn't really offer anything inside of diagnoses and medications that will turn that around. That's magical thinking. If we want to turn that around, the way to do that, the only way I know of to do that, is through the essence of a human connection. So speak to somebody, listen to somebody, be with somebody, share with somebody. And in fact, do you want to know what the real trick is? No matter how far down you are, and I know you as a man of God already know this, the real trick is to help anybody do anything, even when you're down the ladder. Help anybody do anything. The act of service is so extraordinary. There are so many stories as well from a selfish standpoint of when you start giving, when you start tithing, or when you start donating, that at that point, the world will make sure that you get at least 10x, if not 100x, back to you in that process. But you shouldn't be doing it for that reason. Help anybody do anything for no reason at all. That's where you get the stamp of approval. And that's where the world turns back on you and gives you 10x rewards for being somebody who is, who gives to others.
Right. Thank you so much for sharing those powerful tips. They all resonate with me. You talked about, first understanding that nothing is wrong with you. So to everyone who's listening right now, he just made it known to you again. This is something you should know. But reminders are very powerful. That's the essence of these programs. Not to tell you things that are new, but to remind you of the things you already know, but for reasons beyond your control, you've not been able to just place your mind on them. So nothing is wrong with you. That's what he just said. And he reassured you with a quote from Henry Ford that says, whether you think you can or think you cannot, you are right. So the choice is yours. You have free will, right? You have the free will to think you can do something or think you cannot do something. And he also suggested that you should speak to somebody. Speak to somebody. You cannot go through challenging times all by yourself. Speak to somebody, right? And he also suggested that at this time, you should start thinking of how to serve. And now, Doc, the thing is that when you mention serving to people, when you say go serve, help people, some people always immediately look toward, I'm not financially stable, so how can I help people? So could you please help us just...
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, it's such a good question. Listen, I just had this conversation in my last talk in a little bit of a different way. When there's turmoil, when there's chaos, when there's disarray, when you're living a hard life, when you're struggling, the essence of being able to help others is actually amplified and emphasized. From that space, there's still an energy. Have you ever noticed that you go to poverty-stricken cultures, and those people, some of them are just so happy.
Yes.
So having money is not required in order to be of service. And not having money is not an excuse not to be of service. Just because you don't have money doesn't mean you stay home and don't help the lady next door with her snow removal or the grass cutting or going to the mailbox for somebody or sharpening someone's pencil or working in a soup kitchen or volunteering at a nursing home. You don't need money to do that. And if what you're doing is just wallowing in your own sense of poverty, you're not moving forward anyway. My promise is that when you are of service for no other reason but to be of service, the universe, the world, the divine providential entity will serve you up. You will get a life that gets paid back in so many ways, not just through your heart, but also including your heart.
Wow. Thank you so much for sharing. That resonates with me. Yeah, because when we mention service, people always gravitate toward financial support. So thank you for reminding and sharing that with them. Yes, you can serve by even opening doors for people. You can serve just by telling yourself you're going to smile at people all day. You can serve just by reassuring people that everything is going to be fine. It does not necessarily have to be you giving people money. It could be by you going to a grocery store and telling the cashier telling the person, anybody you meet and say, look, it's going to be fine. Or you have greatness within you. Just smile. Bring light wherever you are. Remember, you are the salt of the earth and you're the light of the world. Right? God bless you. Thank you so much, Doc. It's been a pleasure and a privilege having you here. You have blessed people. By the special grace of God, we are streaming on over 20 platforms at this time. And I know that what you have shared is a blessing to many people all over the world by the special grace of God.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So to everybody who's listening, always remember that you are stronger than who you think you are. That's what Robert Schuller says. You're stronger than who you think you are. Don't worry yourself. Just make sure, like Dr. Moss said, when you align yourself with serving, the good things would naturally be attracted to you. That's where the law of vibration and the law of attraction happens.
Exactly.
The law of vibration puts you on that vibrational frequency where you want to be. Some people pray and that's it. It's called vibration. You're putting yourself on that vibration. If you have lost your job, just don't sit down. Keep applying for jobs. Keep applying. While you're doing that, remember to always step out of your house, take a walk, receive fresh air, right? Be part of a community. By so doing, you are aligning yourself to what you want, and the help will be attracted to you, whether you like it or not. Because if God takes care of the birds, how much more you? Always remember you have greatness. So thank you so much for joining us, Doc. I hope when next we invite you on the program, you will be more than happy to. I hope you'll be willing to come join us.
Of course. I would love to come back. Thank you.
All right. God bless you. I know you're a very busy man, so I would have loved to ask you questions for the next 1 hour, but I know you have to go take care of other things.
Oh, next time we can go, and I could have arranged to have an hour today as well, but we're ready to go next time and continue the conversation in a wonderful way.
Right. Thank you. And God will continuously bless you, keep you. He will cause his face to shine upon you and be gracious to you. Keep doing what you do.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all. I want to remind you to please like, leave a comment, and share this broadcast. Share it, because you might just be saving the life of that one person on your contacts list who has been waiting for a lifetime to hear this message. Until next time, you who's listening to me, I don't know what you know about yourself. Yes, you who's listening, I don't know what you know about yourself. Neither do I know what the people around you know about you. But I am certain that you are an abode of greatness. And remember, today is the first day of the rest of your life. Stay blessed, and bye for now. Bye, everybody. Thank you, sir.
Thanks for tuning in to the Morale Booster Ministries. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for weekly inspiration, leadership teachings, and powerful faith-building content. To learn more about our service hours, giving options, and how to become a member, visit us online at www.themoralebooster.com. Stay connected, stay encouraged, and keep growing in purpose.